Hello, dear. Good to see you.
Hello, Auntie. How are you?
I am fine, darling, but you look half-starved, dear. Here, I've prepared something for you.
Need me to help you with something?
I haven't heard from Lily for quite some time. Could you go over there and see if she's okay? She is a herbalist, so she might be able to teach you a thing or two, too.
I need to ask you something.
Of course, sweetheart. What do you want to know?
That greenhouse, what's it used for?
What uses it? Well, you can grow all kinds of vegetables in it. They grow much quicker than they do outside. You can buy seedlings and seeds in the store to plant them in the greenhouse. If you look after your vegetables, water them well and keep them warm, they will grow quickly. Of course, you can use homegrown vegetables in two ways: cook them or sell them.
You mentioned animals.
You can keep cows and hens in the barn you saw on the farm. Perhaps even geese or ducks. Just think of it, having your own eggs and milk. Good food and good profit, too. You have to collect the eggs and milk the cows yourself every morning, but I'm sure you'd really like the real farm life here. You could also keep a cat to keep mice and rats away. Maybe a rooster if you're fancy. And of course, a dog is your trusty companion. A lot of people around here keep sheep, too. Naturally, there is more work with them, but sheep are so lovely.
What can you tell me about gardening?
There's a small orchard there already, and the apples are delicious. You could always put up some scarecrows to keep thieving birds away. You can also grow some flowers if you want to. I am sure they would look great on your farm. Talking of flowers, you could make an old dream of mine come true and make your own honey, too. That would be wonderful.
Do you have any cooking tips for me?
Well, most of the things you produce are edible. Apples, vegetables, eggs, honey. You could can most of them and make jams and other preserves. Also, you can buy cookbooks to learn how to make more delicious meals, either for yourself or for sale. With a certain skill, you will learn how to experiment and be creative in your cooking. I am sure these meals will be delicious, too.
Any other advice you can give me?
Well, folks around here are really friendly. So get around and talk to people. You can also ask Charles here. He knows everybody around here and should be able to tell you who could probably use a little help.
Gotta go. Look after yourself. Need me to help you with something?
Well, yes, actually. Our pickup, Christine, is left in the forest. She's not worth much, but it would be a shame if somebody stole her. Would you mind driving her back here? Good to see you, lad. How are you?
Hello, Uncle. You all right?
Everything's fine as always. Thank you.
I need to ask you something.
Sure. What do you want to know?
How can I get more equipment?
You could always buy new vehicles if you have cash. But if I were you, I'd go around and talk to people. I'm sure a lot of them have some old equipment they could spare.
Tell me more about the lumber mill.
The lumber mill is what you will need to build up your business. You cut the tree into logs as we did together. Then you transport them to the river so the logs float all the way down to the mill. Once they get there, the woodwork starts. First, the bark is stripped off. Bare logs can be sold as they are, but you don't earn much that way. The bark can be gathered and sold too, but you'll need a trailer for that. If you fix that sawmill next door, you can cut the logs into planks. These are more useful and fetch a better price. After you dry these planks, you could use them to work on buildings yourself. You will save money that you can put to better use for building materials. You could sell chips too, but when the factory is finished, you'll be able to sell chipboards for more than you'd get for the chips. Besides, I always wanted to start making my own furniture, but never got around to it. But that would be something, you know?
What about that old workshop?
Well, you could buy fuel in bulk. It's cheaper that way. Then you could refuel your vehicles at the workshop there. Convenient, you know? With some skill, you'll be able to repair, repaint, and who knows, maybe even refurbish vehicles. This needs some skill. But hey, you may just acquire these skills over time, right?
Do you have any advice for me as a mechanic?
Time and skill, my lad. That's what it takes. You know how to repair buildings already, right? I am sure you will quickly learn how to rebuild them too. For rebuilding, you need new materials, but the end result will be worthwhile. You'll see. And on top of that, you'll learn how to repaint buildings for yourself or for other folks. These are very useful skills that will make you a real craftsman.
Gotta go. Bye. I brought the car like you asked.
Wonderful, thank you. Now that I think about it, you could use the truck more than I do now. Why don't you use her while you're here? She's not much, but I'm sure you'll like her. You should go and see Oliver. Last time we talked, he mentioned something about his barn that needs some repairs. Perhaps you could help him. I actually feel bad about asking you, but you've seen our old house and farm buildings. They're all in really bad condition. Could you bring them back to life? What do you think? Help us old folks. We will share the extra profit, but only after we sell it. I cannot afford to pay you at the moment, but if you help, you will live comfortably while you stay here.
That sounds good. I'll sort that out.
I spotted a rather strange-looking man down by the river. He hid in the bushes when he saw me. Could you please check on him? I must say I'm a little scared.
Will do. See you later.
Some secret everybody knows.
Hello there.
Hello, young man. Need anything?
Are you Oliver? My Uncle Charles sent me. He told me you may need some assistance.
Charles sent you? Yes, I am Oliver. I could indeed use some help repairing my barn.
Oliver? Sounds familiar. Have we met? Well, never mind. That's a great barn you have there.
Thanks. Could you help me? Unfortunately, I just bought this place, so don't have a lot of money left and can't pay you. But I can offer food in return.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Wait! I have an old tractor that I no longer use. Charles told me you have some skills, so maybe this will be a fair trade. But if we're talking about a tractor as a reward, I will need more than just a barn fixed.
What do you mean?
Do you see the forest over there? I need this space, and I don't care about the trees, so you can have them. But I want this area flat. Deal?
A tractor, you say? I can certainly use one. It's a deal. Hello.
Good to see you.
Any new rumors flying around?
I heard some lakes are polluted up north. That's a real shame. Next thing we'll have dead fish. And then what? That's terrible.
Care to trade?
Sure.